Hamas was the governing body prior to the war, right? And I agree with you, Hamas. Yes, I agree. They are the aggressors.
So why is Israel in the wrong?
I agree. Well, because they are causing a famine. So I'm going to explain how that's
Hamas
even possible. Stop.
Hamas.
I'm trying to explain how. I'm trying to explain my logic. Okay?
Where is this list?
It's in side chat. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Hopper's been posting it.
It's a Google Doc?
Yep.
Let's see. Holy shit, this is a list of lists. Both Israel military and Hamas actions are terrible. Oh, there's one.
You disagree with that?
I do. Because Israel's military actions benefit the United States. Hamas's do not.
Sorry, repeat that. It affects the United States. Hamas does not affect the United States?
Israel's military actions positively affect the United States, while Hamas's negatively affect the United States. There is no benefit from Hamas doing what they do.
So are you saying that something can only be right if it benefits you directly?
It benefits the United States. Yes, the United States' interests are what I hold to the most importance, yes. So if Israel wiping Hamas off the face of the planet benefits the United States, then it's completely justified.
All right, I'm going to repeat the question because I feel like you didn't understand that question at all, not even a little bit.
What question? Am I a Catholic? I heard that question loud and clear.
No, prior. So I asked, is something right only if it benefits you?
I said the United States.
Okay, is something right if it only benefits the United States?
Yes.
So it is not possible in your mind for something to be right that does not benefit the United States.
If it negatively impacts the United States, it makes it...
That's not what I said. I said, does it benefit? If it does not benefit the United States, it is not possible for that thing to be good in your mind.
Is it affecting the United States negatively?
It doesn't have to.
But I'm saying, does it though?
I said, if it does not benefit the United States, so that could mean either bad or neutral. Okay. If it does not affect the United States in a beneficial way, so neutral or bad, it is not possible for that thing to be good in your mind.
No, it can be good as long as it doesn't do anything negative to the United States in any way, shape, or form. It can be good.
Thank you.
Now how does Hamas attacking Israel, which affects the United States negatively?
Okay. Well, I think it causes additional aggression towards our allies, right? I think like what is going on with Hamas is that we are, or rather Israel right now is creating an aggression in return, in response to the aggression that was caused on them, that will in turn create more extremists. Don't you think? Right? That would negatively affect us. Would it not?
No, it positively affects us because Israel allows us to assert ourselves as our greatest ally in the Middle East. It allows us to assert ourselves more effectively and more dominantly in that area. Because the whole world technically belongs to the United States, they just don't know it yet.
I guess I just don't understand like this kind of a, I don't know, is it like some sort of like I don't have like this desire of global conquest, for example. I mean, do I want to see democracy spread, in the world? I say yes to that. But at the same time, I'm looking at like just humans being human, right? I understand that there are humans that support Hamas, right? But you wouldn't say that like a 5-year-old child chose Hamas, right? I mean...
Well, they definitely can. A 5-year-old can choose Hamas. You don't think that's possible?
Rationally?
Yes, rationally. A 5-year-old has the capability to make a rational decision.
That's so weird.
Why is that weird?
Well, because you're not understanding that it's children aren't rational reasoning individuals because their brain isn't even developed yet.
You
So
allow
like
these
if
same
like a
children.
5-year-old is like grew up in Gaza and that's all they knew, then it is likely that they would support their government, right? Because they see all of this death and destruction, and their parents are saying that the Israelis are evil, and so like the child is going to naturally go in that favor, right? Including yourself, right? I wouldn't consider the 5-year-old complicit.
So you don't think
I
a
would be like,
5-year-old is
they're a factor of
capable
the of the
ration?
what?
You don't think a 5-year-old is capable of being rationalized with?
That was not my statement.
Well,
I
you're
said the
saying that a
5-year-old
5-year-old can't make a
not be
rational decision.
rationalized with. I'm saying they cannot reason. It's a 5-year-old. They don't have reason. It's not developed in their brain yet. Do you understand?
I mean, I've had to reason with a 5-year-old multiple times.
Yeah, you can reason with a 5-year-old, but that doesn't mean that they themselves are capable of reason.
So you're saying they're incapable of reason?
Correct.
100% incapable of
No,
reason.
nothing is 100%. No.
So then what
They're
would you give
developing
them?
their reason. They have a stunted level of reason, right? It's like if I took a 5-year-old and expected them to understand algebra. It's not happening, right? It's going to take time, right?
Well, I mean,
they
you
have
could
a
take- you could
stunted
take a
level
eight-
of reason.
You could take an 18-year-old and try to get them to understand algebra, and they still might not get
That's
it.
correct. They may have a stunted level of reason. Yes. Right. So it's levels. It's always operating at levels. But you said that they are capable of reason. And I'm saying it's a 5-year-old. They're just like a product of their external sense stimulus. Right.
All right,
They
let's talk
wouldn't
about the
be able to
adults over there,
reason
then.
themselves. And in fact, I think if you grew up in that, it doesn't matter if you're 5 or 25, you would come to the same conclusion. Right. Because you would see all the death and destruction and you'd be like, man, I got to fight for me and my family. Right.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think somebody could grow up in Gaza, seeing what's going on around them, and still come to the conclusion that Israel is the good guy.
Well, I'm saying that both are to blame here. Both are exacerbating things in a negative
I don't
way.
think so. I don't believe so. It's just not possible. Israel is not the aggressor in any way, shape, or form in this conflict.
Okay, so I don't want to rehash old debates, but the last time that somebody brought up this argument on my stream is I brought up a famine that is in fact happening in Gaza, and specifically the people that are being affected the most are children, and it's at the tune of 7,400 children in Gaza, right? Who are at acute levels of malnutrition. Right. And Israel has made a vested interest to ensure that they cut off water and electricity. Right. They did do that themselves early in. Right. And they're still doing that. And then the second problem is that they were under Hamas rule in the past. Right. When there was no war and there was not famine. But now that there is a war, now all of a sudden there's famine. Right. And
true.
Currently there's no famine?
There is no famine. It's been ruled already.
Nope, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're wrong.
Even if there is a famine, it's Hamas's fault.
Okay. All right. So then we go back to the problem. The problem
Hamas is the problem.
Stop.
Stop what? Stop making good points?
Hamas was the governing body prior to the war, right? And I
they
agree with you,
started it.
Hamas. Yes, I agree. They are the aggressors.
So why is Israel in the
I agree.
wrong?
Well, because they are causing a famine. So I'm going to explain how
No,
that's even
Hamas is
possible. Stop.
Hamas.
I'm trying to explain how. I'm trying to
not,
explain
though.
my logic. Okay?
Okay,
The famine is
explain.
happening. We know this. It's at the tune of 7,400 children. This is true according to the United Nations. Reuters checked, as well as the WHO checked. Right? Individual, independent research has come to these conclusions in these numbers. It's 7,400 children. Okay, that's number one. The next problem that you have is the fact that they were under Hamas rule prior to the war, right? And there wasn't famine. Okay, it's only until after the famine that now there is famine. Or I'm sorry, it's only until after during the war that now we have famine. So what can happen here is that supply lines can get cut off. Okay, especially you're destroying roads, you're destroying cities. It's harder to get things in. Great, that's fine. You can actually have counterinsurgency. This is actually quite common whenever you're invading a foreign country. Usually what you want to do is that you want the local population on your side. And the reason why you want the local population on your side is because the local population can fight. And because it is possible for them to fight, to fight back, usually what you have happen is that they send boxes of food through parachutes and airplanes, right? So it doesn't require any supply lines. All it requires is an airplane with boxes of food that have parachutes, right? Yet there's still famine. Okay, so Israel is capable of preventing this, right, and giving it directly to the people, right? They are blaming Hamas. Israel has not done anything to provide food, and as well has been stopped, right? So I guess and not only that, they have exacerbated it by cutting off water and electricity. So explain to me, how is Israel not responsible?
Because Hamas started this. Israel is simply finishing
I agree
the
that
job.
it started that. That does not counter my position. Are you saying that they should exterminate all people from Gaza,
Israel should
including 5-year-olds?
Israel should annex Gaza 100%.
Okay, do you think that they should kill 5-year-olds?
They're not killing them. They
Oh,
might
but
be
they're
indirectly,
dying through famine.
But that's not Israel's fault.
Why
That's
doesn't
Hamas'
Israel
fault.
provide counterinsurgency?
Counterinsurgency?
Yes, specifically providing food through parachutes and planes. They have the air. They can do this. They have the supplies. Why don't they do it?
Hamas is just going to take the food and the aid and
What
just
does
claim.
that matter? What does that matter?
Why does that matter? Because it's just going to be used as propaganda
The problem
inside
is
of
that
Gaza.
no. That's propaganda
Yes.
in your favor. That's
it's
propaganda
not.
in the favor of Israel. Because if I saw a counterinsurgency where they're
outside.
dropping food to people, then I would not have an argument. But right now, I have a very strong argument that they're exacerbating the death toll.
But they're not. Hamas
Except
is
I showed you that they are.
You didn't show me anything.
I can show you the Reuters article. Do you want the Reuters article?
A Reuters article doesn't change what Hamas does. Hamas would do the same
I don't
thing
care.
as what
The
they
answer
did in
is that there
Somalia
is
when the
food.
Red Cross.
You need to
Can I
provide
speak
food. There's a
without
lot
being
of people
interrupted,
starving.
Please. I'd like to speak without.
I also posted.
I
I posted it inside chat. This is observational.
This is why I don't like debating you here, because there's no moderation and you just talk over people.
What I'm offering my rebuttals, right? And I don't really care about this meta, okay? And so
there is no meta.
And I don't have the ability to mute you either, right? I can kick you out of the stage, but you're still here, okay? So that's not happening, all right? So the problem that you need to be able to address what I'm trying to tell you, okay? Because to me, after enough research, I've come to the conclusion that Israel is complicit in the unnecessary death and suffering of individuals.
No, Hamas is 100% responsible for the death of all. 100% responsible for all the death that is taking place inside of Gaza.
Make it like gray and black.
If Hamas would just leave Israel alone,
How do you have that heart?
this stuff would not be happening.
Okay, but
people would
how
not.
do you stop it
5-year-old
now?
children
I mean,
wouldn't
we're
be
pushing.
starving.
The United States is pushing for the ceasefire, which I don't know if it's still going
It's
on or
never
if it's
gonna
already been
happen.
initiated. What? No, they've been pushing for the ceasefire.
They're pushing
think
for
they're
it, but
already doing it.
it's not going to happen.
A sticker?
We've done. There were multiple ceasefires in the past. What are you talking about?
How long do these ceasefires last?
I don't know. It depends on the negotiation.
They don't last long.
It depends.
And they're not effective.
But dude, like a single day is lives saved, right? Food could potentially make it, and I am interested in whatever was posted by Judah. I would love to read it. I'll definitely.
Okay, well
read it.
so listen, Amender, you act like if they were just to start airdropping in supplies for the Gazan people or the Palestinians, whatever they claim themselves to be, Hamas is just gonna take it, and they're gonna use it
I
to
agree
weaponize
that they
the
may.
people.
I agree that they may take it and use it, but the problem is that I'm not necessarily concerned about Hamas. What I'm concerned about is that there are people that are not responsible for the actions of Hamas, just like how there are Israelis that are not responsible for the actions of the Israeli military. Right, and so what I'm trying to say is that there should be provisions of humanitarian aid to the citizens of Gaza, even if those food provisions get into the hands of Hamas. So be it. At least there's less children dying that are not complicit.
Okay. So you were okay with Hamas stealing? Let's just say we send them 100 tons of food, right? Like just. Or not we, but Israel sends them 100 tons of food. It's okay if Hamas gets their hands on 90 tons of it to supply and feed and keep their troops and shit going, as long as 10 tons of that gets to the Palestinian people that
Hell
need
yeah,
it.
based. Yeah.
Why is that
100%.
based if Hamas is
100%,
empowering themselves
100%
with that?
super based. Yeah, because it's a humanitarian understanding and not like one under the basis of like it's almost like I don't want to call it evil, but it basically is. It's exacerbating human suffering. That's all it's doing.
And why are you trying to say that Israel is not providing any aid? They are. Have been.
I can read the particular article. I would love to read it. I'm not aware of that. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Great. I would like to be wrong.
You are wrong.
Yo.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to see that. Like
well,
NPR is a legitimate source. So
I'm not in the game of Googling sources and copying and pasting them. I'm in here just to talk.
This is Orca made a fabulous point just now. They said apples don't load guns. That's 100% correct. Yes, apples
but
don't.
Hamas
load guns.
does though. Hamas does though, and they
Hamas
load
loads guns, but not
guns.
food. Food doesn't go in guns. Food goes in mouths.
Not the Palestinian people's mouths. They will be going into Hamas terror groups' mouths. They will seize that food, just like in the 90s in Somalia when the Red Cross was doing it, and those Somalian terrorist fuckers were taking the food.
Gotcha.
And weaponizing it.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna double it down.
So I don't see what Israel is doing wrong here. This is all Hamas.
I don't see that they are
100%.
offering counterinsurgency here, right? It just doesn't
How
make
do you
any
offer
sense.
counterinsurgency where counterinsurgency isn't even welcome?
Planes that can deliver food to where people are starving in North Gaza.
The only thing that needs to be delivered in Gaza is munitions that explode upon contact of the ground.
Kill those 5-year-olds.
No.
Very Catholic of you.
185.
It's not. It has nothing to do with Catholicism here.
You're right. It's antithetical to Catholicism.
And you can't use
it's
this
antithetical
against me
to
when you
modern
don't even
Catholicism.
follow. You can't use that, and you don't.
No,
even
but you follow that.
yourself.
I'm using that against you because you follow that.
Okay, this isn't part of the debate.
Okay.
That's bad faith, Amender. That's bad faith. You can't hold me to standards that you don't hold yourself to.
185.
Yeah, yeah, it's exactly how this works. You're
You see me left
trying to
me?
gaslight me here.
Yep. I'll give you the last word, buddy.
So you haven't refuted my point that this is not all 100% self-inflicted by Hamas.
I never ever said that it was 100% self-inflicted by Hamas. If you read my original point, I said both the Israeli military the Israeli government and Hamas are terrible. I hate both of them. I think both of them are exacerbating the situation. They are increasing human suffering. We shouldn't take one side or the other here, where it's like I can observe the bad things that both of these people are doing, and will both go down in history as basically like bad people. Yeah.
I don't think that will be recorded in the history books. I believe in the history books that Hamas will be the bad guys, like they truly are, and Israel at the end will be seen as the hero once they've completely annexed the Gaza Strip.
Yep, just like how the United States was definitely seen as heroes after they went into the Middle East. This is literally 9/11 2.0. This is the Afghanistan War 2.0, and this is not going to get any better.
No, this
You
is
can't
not the
kill
Afghanistan
ideology.
War 2.0. Oh, yes, you can kill ideology.
Good luck, bro. We've tried it many times. It never works.
It's just that Israel gets its hands tied behind its back.
What are you trying to say? You'll try to be my friend.
Mhm.
He'll lie and say
So,
that.
like, you're not refuting any of my points here.
I did.
So he's a little goon
You
But I'm
have
giving you the last word.
for red team.
my last word is that your point is wrong,
Okay.
and you haven't disproven it.
Okay.
Like, go to
Agree to disagree, I suppose.
We said agree to disagree?
Yeah, agree to disagree.
No, we can just disagree. I don't agree to disagree. We just disagree.
Okay. Well, I agree that I disagree with you.
Well, we just disagree.
Anyway, good talk. I gotta actually start my edits. So, but we're gonna go ahead and move you back over to the stage.